So after being in the DeFi industry for about 4 years now, after being in the Ponzi schemes where we were earning 1% per day and actually making some money off of those, after losing $30,000 in Terra Luna, almost falling to FTX as well, right? I've learned a couple things. I've seen a couple things through my time, even though I am young in age. But I'm starting to see something in DeFi happen, and this has been happening over the last 6 months or so. And I just want to come on here and talk about it with you guys. So like a year and a half to 2 years ago, DeFi was sitting at a TVL of roughly $70 billion. And the thing is, DeFi is currently sitting at a TVL of $157 billion, double. But what I'm starting to notice is yields are going down, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing. This just means that the industry is maturing. A lot of people are saying that DeFi is dying, DeFi is dead, that you shouldn't invest into DeFi. If anything, I think it's the complete opposite. I think there's not a better time to invest into DeFi than now. It's just we have to adjust our expectations, right? We are no longer in this crazy gold rush where you can get these crazy APRs with relatively low risk and everything just prints money. It's not like that anymore. More and more investors are coming into the market, which is creating more competition. There's still really good yields out there, right? Like a lot of people in DeFi, their expectations have been put so high and they're starting to get disappointed. They're starting to exit the industry because they can't meet those expectations here anymore. But what they're going to find out pretty quickly is, oh shoot, I can't get those anywhere else outside of DeFi either. So I might as well stay in DeFi. I would say right now, a good return on the liquidity pool is about 50%. If you asked me that a year ago, I'd say it was about 80%. Year and a half ago, I'd say it was about 100%. And 2 years ago, I'd say it was about 150%. So you can see, like we've kind of gone down over time because more money has came into these markets. More people have started investing and there's more liquidity. On top of that, institutions are starting to flock into this industry as well. And they're going to eventually start to provide liquidity as this industry matures. Now, what we're seeing regarding institutions is real world assets, a big focus on them. You can see that real world assets is at an all-time high of $12.8 billion in overall TVL and DeFi. And it's only climbing at this point. You have BlackRock coming in with their Buildle little program. You have Athena with their USDTB, Ondo Finance, Paxos, all these other platforms are diving in with real world assets. So my main lesson here, guys, is we need to adjust our expectations. We need to understand that real estate does like 15% per year. Short-term rentals, right, not long-term real estate, might do 25% per year, if that, but it's not passive whatsoever. It's probably more work than actually investing in DeFi. It's more risk as well, because what happens if people can't afford to travel anymore? Stuff like that, basically. But my point is, we have these high expectations of 100, 150, some even higher. Some people's expectations are completely screwed, in all honesty. We just have to adjust those, right? And we have to understand, hey, getting 50% APR in DeFi is really, really, really good. Now, guys, we can still get those amazing returns of 100, 150% APR, but the thing is we have to take more risk. And a lot of people right now are taking more risk, right? And they're actually losing money. So they're starting to say that DeFi is dead because they're not understanding that, hey, I'm taking more risk by diving into something completely new. Yes, I'm getting my 150% APR, but my underlying assets are bleeding or something along the lines of that. Now, before I even go any further, I do want to mention that I have a 3-day live virtual event completely free I'm going to be hosting next week where I dive into this and how you guys can build out a portfolio that is sustainable, that does consistently generate 50% APR. So if you guys do want to RSVP for that, so you can make sure that you reserve your ticket, it's going to be linked right below this video. So just go over there, fill out your name, email, and then I'll ask you a few survey questions just so I know what to cover, and you'll be good to go there. But like me personally in my DeFi investments, I'm starting to realize, hey, like I don't need to take on exposure to these higher risk assets. I'd rather just earn a lower APR. Why? Because over the past 4 years, I've done well. I've built up my capital, which means I can earn the same amount of income on a monthly basis, but with a lower APR. And how that works is because I've made strategic plays. I didn't gamble away into random altcoins. I didn't round trip things, right? I built up my capital. Now I have more capital, so I can afford to take lower risk, which is going to earn me the same amount of income as if I had lower capital but higher APRs. Now, I've said this time and time again, but I personally don't think you should invest into DeFi if you have less than $10,000. I think you should focus on hodling cryptocurrencies. Why is that, may you ask? Well, a lot of people say, oh, well, he doesn't want broke people to invest into DeFi. It's not the case. The time input that you will put in to earn, say, 50% APR a year, so $5,000 a year, right, is not going to be worth it. You could get a better return on your time actually working a job or something along those lines, and you can take that money and put it into DeFi and build up your bag. bag. So again, if you have less than 10 grand, I would personally just huddle if I was in your shoes. And even that's cutting it. 10 grand, that's going to be for more third world countries where you can't earn as much as you can in the United States or European nations. Whereas 25 grand is what I would recommend for those people in the US and EU, stuff like that, simply because we can get a higher return on our time by just working a normal job. Like a lot of people ask me why I have businesses when I invest into DeFi, and DeFi is an income stream. DeFi is not my main income stream. I take the money that I earn from my businesses, and these businesses that I build are in DeFi, but I take that money and I put it back into the industry. So that way I can start to earn more and more and more on a monthly basis. DeFi is not a job. It's an investment vehicle, right? Real estate is not a job. It's an investment vehicle. And ultimately, you need to either have multiple investment vehicles that are very, very consistent to fund your lifestyle and provide you with a full-time income, or you need to have a job as your primary source of income. And when I say job, that could be running a business. Running a business is my job. Even though I'm a business owner, I probably work more than every single person that works a 9 to 5. Because if you're ever on Metrics Finance, you go to live chat, you'll see me respond within 5 minutes and it'll be like midnight. Or you're messaging me in my Liquidity Syndicate community, you'll see me respond within 5 minutes and it's like 2 a.m. or something like that, right? I work a lot and I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it, but I still have a job at the end of the day. And that job right there is my primary source of income. DeFi is my supplemental income. And it's the method that I use to build my portfolio. I rely on my job income for living expenses and stuff like that. And then the money I generate from DeFi, if I want to take some out, I can. I don't need to at this point in time. But for the most part, I'm taking all that income, putting it back into the portfolio so I can grow my portfolio and flywheel it like I have continued to do over the past 4 years. And my plan this market is kind of hold towards the top, exit, right? And hopefully I'll exit with about $250,000. Right now I'm about $150,000 in on DeFi. And then I'll take that $250,000 and I'll use it in stablecoin liquidity pools, right? I have a lot of cash already saved up. I have a lot of other investments outside of DeFi, although DeFi is like my biggest portfolio portion, more than my cash portion. But ultimately, I will put that in market neutral positions that are earning 20 to 40% per year. And on 250 grand, earning 20% per year, that's 50 grand a year, right? $50,000 a year. And it's more hands-off than what I'm currently doing in DeFi. I'm talking about spending an hour, maybe 2 per week to earn 50 grand a year. It's pretty dang good. And I'll reap the rewards of all my hard work in the bear market, right? Because I'll be in market neutral positions, stuff that doesn't have exposure to the market. My capital is higher. My capital is at, say, $250,000 or so. So really, that should be a lot of your guys' focus right now. Finish off this bull run strong, try to stack as much capital as possible, and then flip into bear market strategies that generate you 20 to 40% per year. If I'm generating 40% per year, guys, it's 100 grand. Just saying 20 to 40% because I do want to be reasonable with it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this style of video, just me coming on here, being completely transparent with you. I'm going to leave a video on screen right now about my strategy and how I would finish off the bull run. But to kind of answer the question one more time of if you should really invest into DeFi liquidity pools, I would say yes. It's still a good opportunity. It's just you have to adjust your expectations. And we're starting to see a lot of people come into this industry and they realize, hey, like I want to get 40 to 50% per year. And it's a complete switch up because a year ago, the people coming into this industry are like, yeah, I'm here because I want to get 100% per year, right? So a lot of people are understanding that, hey, we are getting damn good returns in this industry, right? Better than any other industry out there. And it's completely liquid. But as investors of maybe 6 months to 1 year, we have to lower our expectations now because the industry is maturing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to RSVP for the DeFi Horizon Summit. Peace out.